Jaya Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare. We see throughout the history that the advanced Ragatmika Bhaktas are very different. What is Ragatmika Bhaktas? You have two kinds of Bhakti. Bhakti actually has three kinds, but two categories, Vaiti Bhakti and Ragatmika Bhakti. Vaiti Bhakti means strictly following the rules and regulations. Of course, rules and regulations are also important. But then when they transcend, they will get into the Ragatmika stage, which is very high. So their interests, the interest of Ragatmika Bhaktas are very different. They are not interested in building big temples or building big crowd or accepting as many disciples. No, they don't. They are not going to be interested at all. So their hearts are very different. Many are attracted, by common people are attracted to big festivals, and they love to be involved in opulent temples and tasty prasadams, etc. But this is not what the Rasika Bhaktas are interested. So they are always situated in tasting the pastimes of the Lord, not the opulent festivals. So there are three levels of bhakti. One is called bhakti, so just bhakti, and bhakti rasa and bhakti sara. Sar means extract, cream of the cream. Rasa means it's really very ras. So now if you see the bhakti, there are again three kinds. Aropa Sitta Bhakti. So this is what people normally call as bhakti. So for these devotees, Bhagavad Gita looks very topmost for them. Most of the Vaiti Bhaktas belong to this category. They cannot grow more than these, so those organizations are those who are really following this Vaiti Bhakti primarily. They will be just sitting there, like big festivals, Bhagavad Gita, big buildings and shows and community gatherings, etc. This is not real bhakti. So the second case is Sangha Siddha Bhakti. So these are those devotees belonging to these, they taste bhakti rasa, as I mentioned, bhakti rasa. So they love to go deep into the Sastras, so many scriptures. Especially Srimad Bhagavatam can feed them so much of rasa, because Srimad Bhagavatam is full of all the leelas and pastimes of Lord Krishna. So the Srimad Bhagavatam, because it is a spotless Purana and Bhakti Sastra, that gives this Bhakti Rasa. Third one is Swarupa Siddha Bhakti. The Swarupa Siddha Bhakti means they taste Bhakti Sara. Sar means that's the cream of the cream. So Bhakti Sara means cream of the cream. So this Srimad Bhagavatam is cream. Now cream of the cream is even going higher. These bhaktas are the highest. They are immersed in this, following the 9 angas of bhakti perfectly. They want to stay away from the crowd. It is due to the anugatya of Bhagavan. They know everything. Gaura Kishore Das Babaji never went to any school. He does not know how to read or write. But he gave wonderful Harikathas and Bhagavatam classes from his heart. How is it possible? Because of the direct Anugata from Bhagavan. Bhakti Rasa, if you really take the Bhakti Rasa, this is the one which is really having a lot of mellows and feelings. So this is also given by the Sampradayas when one is getting elevated. When one hears Srimad Bhagavatam, as I mentioned, yes, the Leelas of Krishna, they taste the Bhakti Rasa. Yes, this is fine. But the Bhakti Sara is intense feeling of separation. So like basically Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give Sara. Bhakti Sara. Of course, he can give everything. But Bhakti Sara is the one that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give. The intense feeling of separation. These cannot be given by any sampradayas. It's not possible. The Caitanya Caitamrta is the principal scripture dealing with this Bhakti Sara. Bhakti Sara. So, now Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates are the only one who can give this, no one else. Those who possesses this stage of Bhakti, they will become, they will behave mad. See, like for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even though he is Krishna in the mood of Radharani, he came to show us how a Uttama Bhakta, who is enjoying this Bhakti Sara, will be. And that is why he is actually doing all this. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give this level of Bhakti, which is Bhakti Sara. He ran all over the earth just like a madman. Madman, intoxicated with the transcendental, ecstatic, loving emotions. That is Bhakti Sara. So his appearance resembled a mountain of gold. I sing with joy the unending glories of my loving Gaura Sundara, my golden Lord, the divine abode of pure love. So now if you see, also one important thing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specifically mentioned was, all the sampradayas, Vedic sampradayas and all the gopis, manjaris, everything happened in Bharata Bhumi. Because the Bharata Bhumi is said to be attached, it's the most sacred land connected to the spiritual worlds. So this is the reason all the Bhagavans and his incarnations and his manifestation, expansions and his devotees, all associate, everybody, they're all coming there. So they are appearing in the Bharata Bhumi. So what he is saying is, they all should be preaching only. Preach what? Bharata Bhumi the Haila Manushya Janmayara Janma Sarthaka Karikara Paraupakara Bharata Bhumi te Haila Manushya Janmayara. So once Srila Prabhupada told, so many people are flocking to the Western countries. Actually, they are like beggars. Because they are coming there for begging for money and comfort and become rich. But he said, I did not come to get anything from you guys. I came here only to give you all the treasure that none of you have. So I am the richest. So this is Prabhupada's instance. Anyway, now let us get into these deep topics which is supposed to be for this class. There is something very special that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Gauranga, came to give. That is manjari bhava. This manjari bhava is a very heavy topic. It is actually supposed to be discussed with initiated devotees by one guru. But this class is only just touching all those. So we can just go over it just briefly. In Goloka Vrindavan, we know there are Sri Radharani and Sri Krishna, and surrounded by them are unlimited gopis. All these gopis are expansions of Radharani only. They all live in the Goloka Vrindavan. Also there live the maid servants of Sri Radha and Krishna. So they are called manjaris. Manjaris. Because you remember, there is another very important thing that you have to understand is, these manjaris are there, the maid servants. They are like 7 to 9 years old. So they are all serving Sri Radha and Krishna and the gopis as well. But that does not mean that a jiva who is born here as a male cannot, like he is not a manjari. Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, take all those. They all came as male. But because jiva can take any role. But the intrinsic nature of the soul depending on the Siddha Deha, that is what decides the eternal pastime, how they are actually going to be engaged in the service. So these manjaris are very, very special. So you have Gopas and motherly gopis, Yashoda, Nanda Baba, they all live in Goloka, because Goloka is actually the outskirt of Goloka Vrindavan. But where do these manjaris live? They live in the same place, which is Goloka Vrindavan. Vrindavan is the center of the lotus. So only the manjaris are the best preachers. Remember, only the manjaris are the best preachers. As all the Acharyas are manjaris to Radharani, they are the best preachers and possess unique privileges also. Again, I cannot really go over all those, but only Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates and purely descending Acharyas can give this manjari bhava. Not everybody can give. I told you, we have 4 sampradayas. By default, they cannot give manjari bhava. No, they don't know anything about it. In the morning arati, Guru Ashtakam, what do we sing? Nikunja yuno rati keli sitye yayali bir yukti rabekshi niya tatrati daksha dadivallabhasya bande guru sri charanara vindam. This is what we really sing every day morning. What does it mean? The spiritual master is very dear because he is expert in assisting the gopis who at different times make different tasteful arrangements for the pastimes, for the perfection of Sri Radha and Krishna's conjugal loving affairs within the groves of Vrindavan. It's very deep. I offer my most humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. This is how our meditation should be. Whenever we are actually engaging in devotional service, first we have to understand we are not directly serving Radha and Krishna. Only we are assisting the Acharyas, the Guru Parampara, who are actually doing the seva, and we are only helping. This should be the attitude of our services. Now, if you look at these Sakhis, they are the gopis. There are a lot of gopis. So Radha Rani appeared from the left side of Lord Krishna for the pastimes. Then Radha Rani expands into 8 Sakhis, and they themselves again expanded into millions of gopis. So the 8 Sakhis called Ashta, Ashta means 8. 8 Sakhis are actually clearly mentioned in, of course you all know. Lalita cha Vishaka cha Chitra Chambaka Ballika Tungavitya Induleka cha Rangadevi Sudevika. So the 8 most exalted Sakhis are Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, Champakalada, Tungavitya, Induleka, Rangadevi and Sudevi. Now coming to these manjaris, Goloka Vrindavan is unknown to many people. It is unknown to the sampradayas also in general. But Goloka is mentioned in so many high scriptures only. Other scriptures, it is either hidden or it won't be even dealt with, because it is such a very top topic. For example, because they know that even Srimad Bhagavatam will be really going to all kinds of people's hands. So Radharani is completely hidden there. But a Rasika Bhakta will know that the whole Srimad Bhagavatam is about Radharani and gopis and gopas and Krishna, all the pastimes. But for the normal people, they have no way of knowing it. This is how the Sastras are amazingly composed. Because thinking about all those people who are also will be reading them. So this Goloka is mentioned in very high level scriptures only. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pradibhavitabis Tabirya Eva Nija Rupataya Kalabhihi Goloka Eva Nivasati Akilatma Bhuto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, residing in his own realm called Goloka. with Radharani, resembling his own scriptural figure, the embodiment of the ecstatic potency, possessed of the 64 artistic activities in the company of her confidence, that is Sakhis, Sakhis, embodiments of the extension of her bodily form, permeated and vitalized by his ever blissful spiritual rasa. So here again, see this here, the rasa, and again the more of that cream of the rasa is the Sara. Okay? So he's talking about, so the rasa is there and Sara is the cream of the cream, which Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu can give. Okay, actually you see a picture. It was actually painted by the first devotee of Srila Prabhupada. Of course, he really after he really left, and then he came to our Gurudev. He has been painting so many wonderful pictures. Amazingly, they all instructed by by Gurudev, because from his heart he used to give everything. Yes, he paint like this. No. He's not looking like this direction, that direction. No, that bhava is not there yet. You see, it's taking a year to paint Seva Kunja. 1 year to paint, because every day there will be correction. No, because it's very difficult to really find. So that is why Seva Kunja is called the heart of Srila Gurudev. Okay, so this is very important. Now the right side, what happens is, in the Kunjas, all the gopis and manjari, they're all just doing some sankirtan, some nice bhajans and everything going on. All of a sudden Krishna just showed up. He just entered into the kunja, and then Radharani immediately saw she was missing the belt, the golden belt around her waist. So she, without anyone knowing, she just looks at Rati Manjari. Rati Manjari immediately understands. Oh, Radharani is actually, oh yes, she's embarrassed because she is actually not having the Vatiyanam. It's called Vatiyanam. So the waist belt in golden, so she's immediately Rati Manjari, without anybody knows, she really goes out, and then she really finds a place where it was actually misplaced. She brings up, and if you see that closely, she's without anyone knowing, just with a smiling face as if nothing happened. She's just putting the belt nicely putting there. Nobody knew. This is what the Manjaris actually do. And in fact, there are two who are actually playing the mridanga. Who are they? One is Srila Prabhupada, and the other one is our Gurudev, Srila Gurudev. This is what they are actually seeing, because actually Srila Prabhupada did not reveal his name of the manjari. No, he did not. But our Gurudev said, yes, I know who it is. I know what the name is, but I am not going to tell anyone, because it is already creating problem. I am not going to tell. I think only probably very few, she probably must have told that. See, there are manjaris only. Manjaris are very, very small, like the maid servants. Very special. Manjaris are the full privileged. And I told you, they are the only Acharyas. All others don't really preach that much, except very few exceptions. Anyway, today, I also plan to go over the eternal identification of each who descended with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Listen carefully. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as we know, Radha and Krishna. So, in fact, combined form, Krishna in the mood of Radha Rani came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who is Nityananda Prabhu? Balaram, Lord Balaram. Also, his Sakti came as Sri Ananga Manjari. And Ananga Manjari was the younger sister of Radharani only. Anyway, then the Sri Advaita Acharya, who is that? Sada Shiva and Mahavishnu combined. Because actually you cannot differentiate them, very difficult. Gadadhar Pandit is actually Srimati Radharani's one expansion, and also Lalita Sakhi also got an amsa in that, in Gadadhar Pandit. Then Srivas Acharya is Narada Muni. Now coming to our six Goswamis, right? So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought these amazing, right? He brought some gopis and also more, because some gopis, but more manjaris and few gopas and so on. So here are the important manjaris as described in the scriptures. It's saying that Sri Rupa Manjari, Raga Manjari, Radhi Manjari, Lavanga manjari, guna manjari, rasa manjari, vilasa manjari, prema manjari, mani manjari, swarna manjari, kama manjari, ratna manjari, kasturi manjari, gandha manjari, netra manjari, Sri Padma manjari, Leela manjari, Hema manjari, Bhanumati Anyapara, Yaya Suprema Radhi manjari. Radhi manjari is very special. This is Raghunath Das Goswami. So our 6 Goswamis, who are they? Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, then Raghunath Dasa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and Gopala Bhatta Goswami. Who are they? Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari. Sanatan Goswami is Lavanga Manjari. Raghunath Bhatta Goswami is Raga Manjari. Raghunath Dasa Goswami is Rati Manjari. See, I told about that in the past time of the picture also. Jiva Goswami is Vilasa Manjari. And Gopala Bhatta Goswami is Guna Manjari. Okay? Now, so many people, including the devotees under different sampradayas, may not know these things at all. No. We have 4 sampradayas and are described in Padma Purana as authentic. What are they? Brahma Sampradaya, the primary Acharya is Sri Madhvacharya. Sri Lakshmi Sampradaya, primary Acharya is Sri Ramanujacharya. And the Rutra Sampradaya, primary Acharya is Sri Vishnu Swami, and also then Vallabhacharya came as the next predominant. Then Kumara Sampradaya, where Sri Nimbarkacharya is prominent. Now go over all these prime acharyas. Is anyone Manjari? No. Madhvacharya is not a Manjari. He was actually Hanuman and also Bhima. Then Lakshmi Ramanujacharya is actually Lakshmana, Lord Lakshmana is Amsa. So like that again Vishnu Swami, Nimbarkacharya, they are all actually, now they are not Manjaris. So tell me now, as which Sampradaya had any Manjaris? Or even Gopis as the Acharyas? No one. Because no one is looking at this kind of depth. That is why they don't know. They are totally confused. So they do not know the superiority of the Gaudiya line which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give to us. Then very important question comes, I will tell you. If Manjaris and Gopis are in Goloka, if any of these primary Acharyas, can they give Manjari Bhava? How can they take any of it to Goloka? It's just impossible. They have no idea what it is. Because they are not Manjari, they are not Gopis, nothing. It is impossible. That is why we have to really understand how much, like lucky we are, how much fortunate we are to come into the line of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, to really see this glorious Goloka all the way, where all these 4 Sampradaya, the greatest Sampradaya, they are saying, they are so opulent. They are big Acharyas, they have come with so many 100,000s of disciples going before. And even some Sampradayas also, some Acharyas even say, all right, you do Pada Puja, you have to pay me 15,000 rupees for every time Puja. If you do Puja on a special day, you have to double the rate. This is how they are selling. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give Raga Bhakti. Raga Bhakti, they see, look at all our Guru Parampara. They look like beggars. Because today they do not want any fame or name. They do not want bada temples. No. See, this is what it is. Whenever Gurudev really wanted to really come to home, that particular, the resident, he was asking, oh Gurudev, can I really bring some, maybe like more people? No, don't bring. No, don't bring. If Krishna will bring only when they are really Ragatmika. I don't want any crowd. I want to talk only to very few. He was like that. See, this is very important to understand this. So this Gaudiya Sampradaya is very unique only for the Dhanyakali, by the way. This is Dhanyakali. What is Dhanyakali? Because Lord Krishna Swayam Bhagavan comes in the Dwapar Yuga of a certain one day of Brahma. One day of Brahma. He comes there, and the next Kali Yuga is Danya Kali. That is the time he comes, and then Kali Yuga, that Kali Yuga runs through, in fact, 10,000 years only Sandhi. Then after that, it's vanished, it's finished. So look at the opportunity. Look at how fortunate we are. We are born in this play, in this time. It's the peak time. What else is important for us in our life? What else is? Is the birthday party? Or running here and there, doing dogs and cats? We should make use of our life. Because next time when it will come. Because one day of Lord Brahma is 4.32 billion for a day, 4.32 billion for a night, and totally 8.64 billion years you have to wait to get this kind of opportunity again. But we are interested in only in parties, birthday party, this party, that party. This is the situation. So what is important? So Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu also came to hold all the four sampradayas under his umbrella. Chatradara. We are actually doing that. Kiba Jayo, Gaura, Chante, right? See, Chatradara. He came to bring all the four sampradayas under one umbrella. That is the reason he took two principles from each of the sampradayas and put that Achintya Veda Abeda Tattva. All those sampradayas had only Vada. Advaita Vada, this Vada, Vishishtadvaita Vada, Dvaita Vada, all kinds of Vadas are hypotheses. That need not be true. They are theories. But this is Tattva. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give Tattva. And in fact, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also gave something special to some sampradaya. He made the Gopi Tungavidya to appear as Prabodhananda Saraswati and Guna Manjari as Gopala Bhatta Goswami in Srirangam. And then Lord Caitanya, in the guise of South India tour, he nicely went there, and then he was saying, oh, Krishna is ultimate, and all kinds of things there. Then finally they took back all this manjari, one manjari and one gopi. All back again. They were crying and then coming back to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this was a special favor of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sri Sampradaya, in fact. Every Sampradaya. For example, take that Brahma Matu Sampradaya. Because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I will take under your Sampradaya. Because for you, Krishna is the supreme, not Lakshmi Narayana. So I will take there, and also I will bless you. So this is how the thing is. He actually made sure that every Sampradaya is really all under his umbrella. But at the same time, what happens? I will tell you one incident. You are looking at this book. It's called Sri Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi. This is a jewel. Written by Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati, who was actually, I really told about. I'm anyway going to go some more detail also. So this Prabodhananda Saraswati, as I mentioned, is the Gopi Tungavidya, right? So she wrote this book after he really got back to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And here in Vrindavan, near the place where the Kaliya Kruda, where Lord Krishna was dancing on the Kaliya, there's a hut. Even now it is there. So he wrote it. And now the first verse goes there like this. Nindatam pulakot karena vikashan nipa prasuna chavim ayantam nija parshade parivritam Sri Gaurachandram namaha. Gaurachandra, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is giving his obeisance to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even though Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought mainly the manjaris and gopis, he also brought many from Vaikuntha. Of course, because Lord, when he comes, remember, like when Swayam Bhagavan Krishna came, Vishnu also came, Srimad Narayana also came, and Mahavishnu came. Everybody came, because when he comes down, he collects everybody. But anyway, when he was coming, he was also collecting some associate from Vaikuntha, Sakhis, Lord Ram's place, and Dwaraka also. But the speciality of Lord Chaitanya is given to give manjari bhava, as I mentioned. However, it is not for everyone, including the four sampradayas. See, that's the thing. So Murari Gupta was an incarnation of Lord Hanuman. Also, Madhvacharya is also an incarnation of Hanuman only. So, this Murari Gupta, why I am covering this is just to finish that in the Navadvipa, I could not cover because of the timing. So, this Murari Gupta was very, very, very close associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was an Ayurvedic doctor as a Vaidya by profession. Anyway, he regularly participated in the nightly Sankirtana held in the Srivasa Angan I talked about last week and satisfied Mahaprabhu greatly. He used to sing ecstatically and dance. He was a treasure. So he was a treasure house of divine love. And it is stated that his humility and meekness melted even the heart of Lord Gauranga. Sri Murari Gupta Sakha Premera Bandara Prabhura Hrudaye Traveshu Nidainya Yantra. So what it's saying is during the Mahaprakash Leela by Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya once demonstrated his devotional ecstasy for 21 continuous hours, revealing the past identification of, his identities of several of his intimate associates and granting them many boons. So also Murari Gupta received the darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Ramachandra. So on his left stood Mother Sita and on his right was brother Lakshana. So getting darshana of his beloved Ramachandra, Sri Murari fainted upon and just fell on the floor with ecstasy. Murari Gupta, who also appeared with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, was none other than Hanuman, I say. But then, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu once wanted to tease. So, what he did was, he also gave a darshan of as showing us Lord Varahadev. Okay, that is one. Then also he told Murari Gupta, saying, "Oh, Murari Gupta, see, my dear Gupta, Lord Krishna, Brajendra Nandan, is a supreme sweetness. Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead, the origin of all the incarnations and the source of everything. So Lord Rama is one of his incarnations only. So why don't you worship Krishna and take shelter of him?" He wanted to tease. Murari Gupta immediately replied, "Oh, I am your servant and I carry your order. I have no independent existence, Lord." So after this, Murari Gupta went home and spent the whole night thinking how he would be able to give up the association of Lord Ramachandra. That was the big problem for him. So he began to pray at the lotus feet of Lord Ramachandra. He prayed that he is going to die. Because if he is not going to remember Lord Ramachandra and going to think about Krishna, then he is going to die. It was not possible for him to give up the service of the lotus feet of Lord Rama. Murari Gupta cried for the whole night. Whole night. There was no rest in his mind. So he could not sleep. But he stayed awake entire night. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came next day. Murari Gupta caught the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said, "Oh Lord, I have sold my head to the lotus feet of Ramachandra. I simply cannot withdraw my head. For that it will be too much pain. It is not possible for me to give up the service to Lord Rama's lotus feet. At the same time, if I do not do so, I shall break your order. What can I do?" So he was, tears were coming. And then seeing Lord Chaitanya Prabhu actually was very happy. And he embraced Murari Gupta and said, "This is how a pure devotee should be. Even if one's very Ishtadeva kicks him out, the devotee should not go away. You are the proof of such a pure devotee." Then he himself showed us Lord Ramachandra right there. Yes, I am that Ramachandra only. Because why that? Because the difference is, these associates have different bhava. The bhava of Hanuman is different. That is the Siddha Deha of Hanuman is to serve Lord Rama like that. So he wanted to tease. So that is why Lord Hanuman is there with Lord Ram. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to show our pure devotee should be. We have to understand this. So we see this in the 8th verse of Sikshtastakam of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If we see that, it's written. What's written there? Aslishya va padaratam pinastumam adarshanan marmahatam karotuva yata tatava vidatata tulambato mad prananadastu se yevana paraha. See, oh Lord, you can kick me out, it doesn't matter. You can whatever you want, that is, you are independent, you can do whatever you want. But you are my prananatha. So this is what the Siddha Deha. Depending on the Siddha Deha is the one whether you are Vaiti Bhakti or Raga Bhakti comes there. But doesn't matter whatever the Bhakti you have, you will be happy. That's not a problem. So anyway, this is called unconditional love and surrender. There is no condition or protection or asking for protection or moksha, nothing. This is the kind of love Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give to us. So whenever Lord Krishna or his manifestations descend to earth or other planets, along with them also come the scribes writing. Veda Vyasa, for example, right? They come. When Lord Krishna descended, Veda Vyasa appeared to write down his Leelas as Srimad Bhagavatam. Of course, he narrated, and it was eventually narrated again by Sita Goswami and then written afterwards. So it's all came from this Veda Vyasa. However, when Lord Caitanya descended, the same Veda Vyasa also appeared. A manjari also descended. That is Kasturi Manjari. So Caitanya Bhagavata was written by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakura. Another wonderful story about him. That is none other than Veda Vyasa. Chaitanya Caitamrta was written by Srila Krishna Dasa Kaviraj, who is none other than Kasturi Manjari. And what about the gopis? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought some gopis. I am showing only few of them on this slide. I didn't put everyone. Srila Swarupa Damodara is none other than Lalita's Sakhi. Srila Ramananda Raya is Vishaka Sakhi. Srila Banamali Kaviraja is Chitra Sakhi. Srila Raghava Pandita is Sri Champaka Lata. Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati, what did he say? Sri Tunga Vidya Gopi. Srila Krishnadasa Brahmachari Prabhupada is Sri Induleka Sakhi. And Srila Gadadhar Bhatta, Sri Rangadevi Sakhi. Srila Ananda Acharya is Sri Sudevi Sakhi. Okay, so it's a lot of them. And what about Srila Haridasa Thakur? You may wonder, wow, all the other associates are covered, but what about Srila Haridasa Thakur? Who is our Namacharya? Who came as Srila Haridasa Thakur? Who is that? Actually, Haridasa Thakur, there are three souls who are residing. One was Lord Brahma himself. He wanted to self-punish himself after the Brahma Vimohana, where he stole the calves and the gopas away during the Vrindavan Leela. That Lord Brahma came in this Haridasa Thakur's body. Then second, Prahlad Maharaj. He also wanted to witness the pastime of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Remember, that's why when Lord Chaitanya came, he really brought associates from very different places. Prahlad Maharaj. Actually, Prahlad Maharaj is actually Shanta Bhakta, in fact. Anyway, now third one. Who is the third one? There was a soul who was actually a Brahmana boy. He was a Brahmana boy who got cursed by his father because he did not wash the leaves of Tulasi before offering to the Lord. Because he got so angry. Of course, he was so much a Vaiti probably. But still, rules are rules. And he cursed to be born in a low caste family. And now he came, and thus all these three were born in a Muslim family. And he was Haridasa Thakur. So Haridasa Thakur was chanting all the time. And even His enemy was actually trying to really spoil him by sending some woman. And eventually the Muslim king ordered for him to be beaten in 22 marketplaces until he dies. Why? Because he was chanting a Hindu name. See, look at how much this was, how it was arranged to get Lord Brahma to be punished, by the way. Self-punishment he wanted. I covered about that in the last class a little bit, how he came to Navadvipa and then asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to get permission to be born and get self-punishment. Anyway, he was not allowed to enter into Jagannath Puri temple because only Hindus are allowed even now. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to bring prasadam every day. What a merciful thing there. So he was getting from the hands of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And also when he left the body, that Haridasa Thakura actually just on the lap of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and by looking at the face of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he left the body. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the body and he himself put him samadhi. Now let us look our lineage of the Gaudiya Sampradaya. Direct disciples of Lord Caitanya are Six Goswamis. We covered them. Then we have Srila Lokanath Goswami. Lokanath Goswami is actually the guru of Narottam Das Thakur. Who is this Lokanath Goswami? Sri Manjulali Manjari. Actually, there are one more Manjari. So again, two Manjaris came in his body. Leela Manjari. Okay? So, then Srila Narottam Das Thakur, Prabhupada, is Champaka Manjari. Champaka Manjari. Then who is Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Prabhupada? Sri Vinoda Manjari. Vinoda Manjari. Then Srila Jagannath Dasa Babaji Maharaj, Rashika Manjari. And then Srila Bhakti Vinoda Thakura Prabhupada is Kamala Manjari. Srila Gaura Kishora Dasa Babaji Maharaj is Guna Manjari. And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura is Sri Nayana Mani Manjari. Then Srila Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaj is Sri Vinoda Manjari. And then Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj, he did not reveal though, but our Gurudev knows exactly, he knew. But he did not want to make any announcement or anything, but some of close associates knew that too. Then Srila Gurudev is Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaj, the Vinoda Manjari. And now Gurudev is Ramana Manjari. If you read the Jaiva Dharma, there is one Leela is manifesting in front of for the Sannyas Thakur. There, this Manjari is coming there. This is actually Gurudev. Anyway, however, he wanted to also give honors to his Siksha Gurus. So according to his order, we also honor Srila Vamana Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Vijnana Bharata Goswami. They all must be Manjaris. Otherwise, they cannot be there in the line. It's not possible. To be there in the Acharya line, one has to be a Manjari. Anyway, so Srila Gurudeva is very unique, of course. Unlike other Acharyas, Srila Gurudeva wrote 300 books. Not everybody knows that. Only Rasika Bhaktas will be able to access it. It's only by the will of the Lord they will be having access. Otherwise, it's not possible. Srila Prabhupada asked only our Gurudev to give samadhi for him. They were exchanging about more than 200 letters back and forth, but all these gone burned up, I don't know, for some whatever political reasons, I don't know what happened. It was given to someone, but they all burned up. But anyway, we don't have to worry about it. So this way, Srila Prabhupada, who gave samadhi? It's our Gurudev. That means what? He is a direct descendant of Prabhupada. Who will give samadhi to a father? Or the elder's son will give the samadhi. Also in 2003, all the Brajavasi, if you go to Braja, Vrindavan temples, all the classic temples, the olden temples, our Gurudev's pictures will be there in most of the temples. Because they used to call him Bada Baba. Bada Baba means Sanatan Goswami's name was Bada Baba. Now they used to call, the Brajavasi used to call our Gurudev Bada Baba. Bada Baba. So they all anonymously decided to give the title called Yuga Acharya. Our Gurudev said, no, I don't have any qualification, don't give that. They were pushing and pushing and pushing. And finally, they were so much pushing, and he said, if at all you are actually pushing so much, I will accept it on behalf of Rupa Goswami. I am not Yuga Acharya. See, look at the position of Srila Gurudev. But anyway, this painting called Seva Kunj is also called Heart of Srila Gurudev. And this is the picture when she was painting. Oh my God, she was really taking so much of. 1 year he really took it because it had to be very perfect. So this is called the Heart of Srila Gurudev. Gurudev asked Shyamarani Diji to paint this, whatever that is listening in the heart. So here you see Seva Kunj. So basically in this picture, Krishna is serving Radha Rani because Seva Kunj means serving. Who is serving whom? Krishna is serving Radha Rani. So you see at the left side, you see Rati Manjari, who is Raghunath Das Goswami. Next one is Rupa Manjari, who is Rupa Goswami. And also on the right side, Vinoda Manjari, who is Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaj. So he is Vinoda Manjari. And then Ramana Manjari is our Gurudev. You see Rati Manjari, Rupa Manjari, Vinoda Manjari, and Ramana Manjari. So that they are all Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Bhakti Pranjana Kesava Goswami Maharaj, and Srila Gurudev. And this is the Gaudiya Mat of Srila Bhakti Rakshaka Sridhar Maharaj. Remember we used to sing Sujanar Budaradita Pada Yugam in the Mangala Arati. That's why we really sing. That was written by this Sridhar Goswami. He wrote the Golden Gift of the Golden Lord, from where I have really recited 1 or 2 slokas also. So actually the idea of the gigantic planetarium depicting the journey of the Gopakumar revealed by Sanatan Goswami, now that is in the Mayapur by ISKCON has really done wonderful job. So many, all the countries, every devotees come here very nicely. But the idea was given by Bhakti Rakshaka Sridhar Maharaj. So Bhakti Rakshaka Sridhar Maharaj told Srila Prabhupada about this idea, and Prabhupada is Jagat Guru, he made it so nicely. Now, the topic of this Brigad Bhagavatamrtam, what exactly is about? Sanatan Goswami is Brigad Bhagavatamrtam is the one describing the journey of Gopakumar all the way from earth to all the planetary systems, up and up and up. You see on the left side, see, this is the Goloka chart, what we see, and up and up and up, and all the way he went to Goloka. He did not go to Vrindavan, not Goloka Vrindavan, because he was a Gopa. Gopa is there, supposed to be there only in the Goloka. So there, then he finally meets Krishna. But anyway, all these planetary systems and everything, they're all nicely depicted in this planet. I haven't gone yet. So this time when we go, so hopefully we'll be seeing about. So this is wonderful. And also to complete the class, I would like to show a few of the Gaudiya Acharyas, so this is the ashram of Srila Puri Goswami Maharaj. So Srila Puri Goswami Maharaj wrote Art of Sadhana. This is the unique book, very unique book. And in fact, few years back, we covered the whole book as a class in the Saturday class. We really covered that. So that Art of Sadhana is the biggest accomplished by Srila Puri Goswami. And then this is actually the Samadhi of Srila Puri Goswami Maharaj. And yes, so when we were there, we are so fortunate to really see all those. And then, this is something that happened. We are so lucky. And the one what you are actually seeing is actually some of the Samadhis. This is a Samadhi Mandir of Srila Bhakti Daita Madhav Maharaj. He is the spiritual master of Sri Anuruddha Prabhu of Jaipur, where I really talked about him. He was the one who is amazing devotees. Your devotee should be like this. I told you, right? I mean, he was invited to give a Harikatha, but only thing was he was crying and crying and crying. As soon as he said, "Oh, Hare Krishna," that's it, flood, that's it, crying. The entire 1 hour, that crying was the Harikatha. This is how the Gaudiya Acharyas are. They're all Raga Bhaktas. And yes, what you see is the Samadhi Mandira of Srila Bhakti Daita, the Madhav Maharaj, who is also the Guru of, as I mentioned, Sri Anuruddha Prabhu of Jaipur. These are very, very exalted devotees. Then after Srila Gurudev left this world and joined in the eternal pastime in the Goloka Vrindavan as Ramana Manjari, Srila Bhakti Vijnana Bharati Maharaj helped the devotees of Srila Gurudev. He was also initiating many disciples. When we visited Navadvipa several years ago, we did not think that we will get a darshan of this Mahatma. He is Mahatma. All the scriptures are just like a tip. What a wonderful tip. I mean, no, Acharya he was. So anyway, so we were, so actually, just for, we are lucky that he was, because it's very difficult to find him. And he was sitting right there. And we just got, and he gave wonderful blessings and wonderful blessings. So nicely, so nice. It was amazing. Kalpa Taruchecha, Kripa Sindhu Piavacha, Patitanam Bhavanepio, Vaisnavepio, Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.